Hi, Lara Riggio here from my Central Park Energy Center in Manhattan, and today I'd like to share with you some hope and some love. This past week has really been a rough one. It started off with several bomb scares, and here in New York City, it was pretty intense. My office is actually right across the street from CNN, right at Columbus Circle, and I know a friend of mine was on the train at the time, literally got evacuated. They just said, "There's a bomb, get out." And a lot of people were unable to go to work. They were sent home early. Ironically, in my office right across the street, I actually was pretty unaffected. Got the call from my husband that there was a bomb scare and that the police had everything under control, thank God. But sirens all day, and people were just on edge. You could feel it. And then, of course, this weekend we had the tragic event in Pittsburgh, which is just so heartbreaking. And it's heartbreaking on so many levels. Again, another hate crime. People killed out of, just pure hatred. But I want to say that hate really does come from fear. And the mayor of Pittsburgh, unbelievable wise man, I think really can speak for a lot of us when he says we need to take care of one another. And of course he's talking about, taking care of the people in his neighborhood and in his city. But I'm going to ask you guys all to please take care of one another and yourselves in the face of all of this. It's so important that we are able to nurture ourselves through these upsetting times by calming our fear response to all of this, and also looking at the fear responses that are causing us today to become so divided. I mean, here in the States, we've got such an extreme between the right and the left. And people on both sides are pretty aggressive. And so let's not get this out of control. Let's remember love in all of this, because that is what is going to hopefully at some point create some unity. And actually it's hopeful because we've already seen it. Yesterday, Sunday, here in New York City, Cardinal Dolan and the leaders of the Jewish community, Muslim communities, all of these religious communities came together along with Mayor de Blasio in unity and with a unified message of peace, asking everyone in their communities to really look at this and dispel hate with love. There were vigils all over the country that were really supporting the same message. And it was really quite beautiful. And this is really how I do believe we are going to come together and create positive change, because the alternative is us getting further and further divided and having events like this possibly occur over and over again, which no one wants. Yesterday, I had a meeting with a group that I work with, and a friend of mine was here as a guest channeling spirit. She works with a group of spirit guides, and I of course had to ask, why is all of this happening, and can we get any guidance from spirit on this? And this is what was channeled. I taped it and then had it transcribed. So this is a message from spirit. There are many reasons for this shakiness in humanity. It is fear. And just remember, everyone, as I said, what breeds hate but fear? Fear breeds hate. There's fear of political instability, fear of solitariness, people being alone in the world, fear of the unknown that the future holds. When humans live in fear, they cannot live in love. Fear is the opposite of love. Even if you are all love, but have one tiny bit of fear or hate, it can be like a tiny cancer that has the potential to reach in deep and to kill all the love. As humans, we must all learn to live without fear. and love will stabilize. How can we all be with love when there's so much about the world that isn't right, though? So much disconnection, so much that is funneling into an abyss of darkness. How can we center in love in these circumstances? And Spirit says, ask, believe, and live. Do not pay attention to that which would harm or threaten you. Do not be in fear that there will be more bombs. Do not look at the man who shot the Jews and who hates with all of his heart and believe that this is the way of the world, because it's not. It's not the way of the world. These people are living in fear and in hate. They're the opposite of which everyone here has the potential to be, which is beings of love. You, me, we all have the potential to be beings of love. The darkness is coming up so the light can dissipate it. Love is light. It's like the dawn. When the darkness rises, then the light shines through and the darkness is gone. When you live in fear, you live in darkness. There is a change and shift of love coming. There is a time of turbulence now, but please hold your faith in love and be beacons to others of what is possible with love. Circles beget circles, and other circles beget circles. With more beacons of light and love, the darkness will go. The mayor of Pittsburgh, Bill Peduto, said, "We can fight hate with love. We can fight it with compassion. We fight it with understanding that a neighborhood like Squirrel Hill, the one where he lives, is the most diverse in all Western Pennsylvania. It's a welcoming community that welcomes everyone. It's a community whose foundation is based on understanding." So I ask you now, how can you be more loving to yourself and others through this? How can you notice when you're being unkind to yourself? And maybe be a little more gentle and supportive in your thoughts and in your inner dialogue, just with you. How can you also notice if you're being mean, nasty, abrupt, or short, or just more frustrated than you could be with your fellow human beings out there in the world? And maybe that's just because you're stressed, but for whatever the reason, how can you be more loving in your everyday moments? Because it will make you feel better and give you more energy and hope as well. Negativity of any kind, stress that emits itself in frustration or haste and angriness out on the street, it only puts a damper and on your day and makes you feel more negative. It just pulls you down. So notice, what's the emotion that you're walking around with? What's on your face? Is it frustration, anger, fear, resentment? Or is it a smile? Just giving someone out there a smile could make the hugest difference in both your and their world. So how can you today, tomorrow, the next day, live with a little more love? Live with a little more love in your heart, in your eyes, in your smile, in your words, and in every interaction. Because I guarantee you, it will not only potentially put a smile on someone else's face, but make you feel really, really good inside. And that changes the world. One person at a time, starting with you. And as far as all the hate out there in the world, let's deal with it right now. So think about what happened last week and what it brings up in you. Does it bring up fear? Does it bring up sadness? Does it bring up maybe a triggered trauma response from your past? Whatever it is, see where you feel it in your body. Maybe it's in your jaw, your stomach, your back. And now just focus on that. And let's tap. So you're going to start by tapping the side of your hand just like this. And just think to yourself, even though I'm feeling this upsetting feeling right now, and think about where you feel it in your body. I am ready, willing, and able to accept it and release it right now. Switch hands. Even though I'm feeling this upsetting feeling in my body right now, I am ready, willing, and able to release it right now. And now let's tap it through. And as you tap all of these points, just know that they're meridian points in the Chinese acupuncture system. And as you focus on the feeling in your body and tap, you are helping your body digest it. So think about where it is right now as you tap, and just think to yourself, as I focus on feeling this feeling in my body and I tap, I am helping my body release these emotions. And as I help my body release these emotions, I can center myself in my power to create positive change. As I release these upsetting emotions, I can center myself in my power to create positive and immediate change in my own body and in my own life. Again, pull up wherever you feel this feeling in your body and continue to tap. I can focus on this feeling in my body. I can accept it. I can breathe into it. I can tap on it. And I can allow it to dissipate from my system. Whether it's fear, frustration, anger, or maybe even hate. Whatever it is, I can allow my body to digest it and release it. So then I can be at choice as to what I want to do and say and how I want to act next in my life. I am at choice as to what I want to do, say, and how I want to act next in my life. And now, I want you to think about someone or something that you really love in your life. Think about it and see if you can feel the love that you have for that person, that place, or that thing in your heart. Fill your heart up with it and just notice how you've been touched by this thing or person in your life. Feel that love in your heart. And now let's actually tap it into your chakras. Put your left hand on your forehead. Your right hand is going to go on your pubic bone. So you find your belly button, go straight down to the bone that you feel right before the end of your pelvis. And you tap on that bone as you think to yourself, I can feel the love in me, and that love in me can see the love in humanity. I can feel the love in me, and that love in me can see the love in the people around me. Pause here and breathe into that chakra. Exhale the air out. Now take your hand below your belly button, second chakra, tap here, and just think, I can feel the love in me, and that love in me can see the love in others. I can feel the love in me, and the love in me can see the love in others. Pause here and breathe into this. Exhale the air out. Now go above your belly button, tap your solar plexus. I can feel the love in me, and the love in me can connect with the love in others. I can feel the love in me, and the love in me can connect with the love in others. Pause here, breathe into this. Exhale, go to your heart. I can feel the love in my heart and connect my heart with the hearts of others. I can feel the love in my heart, and it can connect to the love in the hearts of others. Pause here, breathe into this. Exhale, now tap your throat. I can express the love in me, and that love in me can be felt by others. I can express the love in me, maybe even with just a smile, and I can affect the lives and the moods of others. Pause here, breathe into this. Exhale the air out, go in between your eyebrows. I can see and feel and express the love in me, and sharing that love with others can change the world. I can see and feel and express the love in me, and that love expressed can change the world. Pause here, breathe into this. Exhale, and then tap the very top of your head, your crown. I can see and feel and express the love in me, and feel it mirrored back to me tenfold. I can see and feel and express the love in me, and feel it mirrored back tenfold. Pause here and breathe into this. Exhale, and with this simple exercise and with this simple action every day, we can change the world. Please notice when you're feeling upset, when you're feeling frightened, afraid, or even angry, or even hate-filled. Try and do this exercise and know that everybody, even those that are doing harm in the world, they're just reacting to something from their past. And there's a lot of pain that's driving their actions. And they're not right necessarily. And in fact, they may be really hurtful and wrong, and they deserve to be behind bars. But it doesn't mean that we have to facilitate and promote the same feelings that caused them to do the damage in the first place. So instead of promoting hate, see if you can see the child within them. Look for the potential for love, and pray for their guides and their angels to find some love within themselves, so that this kind of hate doesn't get perpetuated in their own lives and in the world. Because what you feel, you actually send out energetically. So you can work with your hate, work with your fear, release it in your body, and find a way to choose love. Again, it doesn't mean that what happened wasn't wrong and shouldn't be punished. But please don't perpetuate the cycle. Find a way to choose a different emotion and connect with your fellow man in a way that makes you feel better and promotes love and connection and unity. Because that is how we can end this cycle of extremism, separateness, and truly come together in a way. Negotiate out our differences and move forward in peace. We've got a long way to go, and it starts with you right now. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being open, and thank you for being the beautiful, loving, and wonderful person that you are. So much love and joy.